we took a program that was brand new and turned it into an absolute behemoth that's spending 7 figures a month. And so all of this came from just feeling out exactly what is happening in the affiliate ecosystem, touching everything that we can, which, we have such exposure to so many different parts of it that we're able to really be in the position to take advantage of these trends and just capitalizing it.
You're listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast brought to you by AffyVerseMedia.com, the chapter and verse of everything you need to know about running a successful affiliate program for your business. Now, here's your award-winning affiliate and performance marketing host, an industry veteran, your affiliate marketing guide, and the founder of Affyverse, Leanne Johnston.
Welcome to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast, and today we're diving into a conversation that perfectly captures the evolving complexity of our industry. Because affiliate marketing isn't just about running offers or finding the right publishers. It's about understanding how all of the moving parts connect and impact the customer moments or sales that we're all trying to get. The agency, the network, the publisher, the partner, the data. It's a flywheel of performance that spans over multiple channels, as affiliates are no longer in any one channel. And the people who know how to work that flywheel are delivering insane ROAS. So today I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome Todd Stern, the founder of the Aragon Company, a full-service affiliate agency, CPA network, and direct publisher and lead generation business, all rolled into one. Some would say that Todd is a bit of a unicorn. Todd's been building performance partnerships before the word partnership was even trending, and his view of the space from every angle gives us a truly unique lens on what's working, what's broken, and what's coming up next. We're going to talk about his journey building Aragon, how performance media is disrupting traditional social and influencer marketing, and why tracking transparency is the ultimate key to unlocking smarter growth in your affiliate programs. And of course, don't forget, this season we're spotlighting your affiliate wins, so stick around and share your success stories with us, because we want to celebrate and learn from the community wins that you're having too. Ready to begin? Let's jump in. Welcome to this week's Affiliate Marketing Podcast. And I am super excited because I've got somebody that I've read a lot about, have seen a lot about, but have never actually been able to speak to until this very point. So I'm really excited to invite Todd Stern onto the podcast this week. Todd, welcome. We always start this podcast with the same question, and we get you to introduce yourself to our community. And that question is, how did you get into the affiliate marketing industry? Because everybody I speak to has got a weird and wacky and wonderful story, and yours is also very interesting. So say a quick hello to our audience that are listening to us, and then tell us your entry story.
Yeah, of course. Well, first of all, Leanne, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I got started in affiliate marketing in 2010. I was a recent graduate of university where I focused on advertising and communications. I got thrusted into the world of an affiliate network, which nobody taught me about in school. So it was all quite new, learn on the job. And I was in a fortunate position where the company I worked for, although they had some financial issues, it created an opportunity for me to start my own business in 2012. And we were very fortunate to work with a couple of great advertisers that liked what we did and how we did it and supported us in getting our new business off the ground.
So tell us a little bit about your current business, because it's quite an interesting business. I actually didn't know that it had so many strings on the bow, should I say. So tell everybody a little bit about Aragon Advertising.
We always followed our feet. Well, when we encountered challenges and opportunities, we built into them, we leaned into them. And so we started as an affiliate network, working with Groupon and daily deal companies, some other verticals. When we started in 2012, we helped connect them to affiliate marketers, mostly content sites, mostly performance media buyers. And we were the middleman, the old-fashioned CPA, take a margin off the top model and give the rest to the affiliates, manage everything, conduct the optimizations, scale what we can. And that's how we got our start. But we did that for a while. Eventually, we incorporated more internal media buying. We started working with a number of brands, running arbitrage on Google Ads, eventually Meta. And from there, it sort of grew into how could we do this with a little bit more focus and growth orientation. And that led to the creation of our publisher, the Money Manual. And this was in the thick of the 2010s when content was really blowing up as the top channel in affiliate, not only in terms of quality, but scale. And we had a lot of very successful clients that were asking us for more and more. And what we found out from that is we should combine our expertise in both content marketing and affiliate network management and start to identify and onboard content affiliates who have the same capability to drive quality and scale through content. And that was the launch of Aragon Premium. It's another affiliate network that we own and operate. It is a network that's strictly focused on mobile app and lead gen businesses. We got our start focusing on the fintech space and financial services space. We helped those brands that were on the money manual grow through affiliate. And it was very impactful for them. From there was another insight, which was that there was only so much that we could do. And we wanted to do more for the brands. We really wanted to give them more dedication and more resources. But by being a network, we were ultimately limited in how much of a red carpet we could roll out. There was so much growth in this time due to cheap money of the 2010s, due to a lot of innovation and technology, especially in financial technology startups. But they didn't have a lot of the know-how in the affiliate space. And so we combined these insights and we launched Vibrant Performance, which is our affiliate partnership agency. And so this was the next extension of the business where we integrated within a brand's team, helping them roll out the affiliate program, manage it entirely, recruit all the affiliates, conduct all the optimizations, and really provide that sort of red carpet rollout that helped a lot of brands really navigate what the affiliate channel was and how to get through it.
So I love that because one, you came into the industry fresh off the boat, like you came out of college, university, whatever it was. You got thrust into this industry. You had to kind of learn on the fly. You saw an opportunity. You took the leap. You started a business, became an entrepreneur. You set up a network. You set up a second network. You then became a publisher, and now you're actually a full service agency. You have almost like a flywheel overview of what is happening on every side of the fence. That is the performance marketing industry. And that's why I was so excited to get you on the podcast, because we speak to affiliate managers, we speak to publishers as well on this podcast. So we've got both audience segments. Each of them have got their own side of the story. They all have their own pet peeves and things that are frustrating and things that they're trying to learn and do. But you've got this kind of like flywheel that you're in the center of. So my question to you is, what kind of ROAS are you seeing owning that full cycle? And how does it shift the way that you actually run affiliate campaigns for your clients? Because you've obviously got a lot of data. You understand how things convert. You understand how difficult it is to get traffic. Do you think that that has really helped you to build and cement partnerships differently to any other kind of supplier?
We're happy with our ROAS. We're able to hit targets and grow. And I think more importantly, this integrated structure allows us to keep cost of acquisition down for brands. We're able to bring them into one or more parts of the Aragon company's services. And by that integrated approach, we can provide them with the internal traffic. We can get them access to more affiliates. And we just, since we're also their agency partner, we're able to provide them with that red carpet rollout where we know exactly, what it is that they need and how to get it from not only our internal services, but also external services.
And how does that impact your client relationships? Because obviously you can plug all of that knowledge into the clients that you work with. How do you differentiate yourself from other suppliers and networks and everybody else? Because there's a lot of competition in the US from what I've seen. I've just recently come back from the US. And I really do believe that your proposition is quite unique. So how do you find that you're differentiating your conversations with clients, leveraging all of this data that you have? Has having this data been easier to kind of help clients excel because you've got all of this flywheel knowledge? Because it's very rare that you have a network that's an agency and a publisher at the same time. Like, you're a unicorn.
If you asked me to start this structure from day one of starting Aragon, I would have said, no, it's crazy complex. It grew organically. So what we do, to answer your question, is we want to leverage the bare, basic, very raw data that we get as a publisher down to the keywords that we're bidding on Google and the type of ad copy that's converting on Meta, on TikTok. Look at the landing page performance. So we can basically map the entire customer journey on the publisher side and tie that with the advertiser's data that we only have access to based on our ability, our closeness to them as an agency. So now we're looking at down funnel performance on a per keyword, per ad basis, which drives a lot more insight than a normal agency operation.
So we had a big discussion before we got onto this podcast with all of the knowledge and information that you have and all the brands that you work across about how performance media is changing the game in social and influencer marketing, which seems to be, kind of growing in the performance marketing space and being a bigger part of traditional affiliate programs. But you've mentioned that in some cases, it's even maybe replacing in-house social media teams. So can you talk a little bit about this trend and what you're seeing? Because a lot of people are looking to include influencer marketing into their affiliate programs, but obviously influencers need to be managed in a different way, and social media is being managed in a different way. What kind of trends are you seeing, and can you break that down for us? What's driving this shift?
So we see it a lot on the paid social side. So first, we started focusing a lot on influencer build-up, performance influencer, where we pay affiliates on a commission for driving conversions through our clients, which are largely in the financial services, mobile app, home services, and subscription businesses. So partnerships with these influencers would get us only so far on an organic basis only. So what we found is really combining the original creator, taking their own innovative approach to producing content and combining that with paid social expertise to amplify that reach and really focus on, core conversion rate metrics was a way to take the channel outside of a very, fragmented experience and requiring dozens, if not hundreds of individual influencers to make an impact and really taxing internal teams with considerable amount of relationship management required, business development required, negotiation that goes into each and every influencer partnership. And while that produces, I'm sure, viable wins and long-term wins, if you can work with a fewer number of influencers and content creators and pair their successful video productions with paid spend, you can reach a much larger portion of media much more efficiently.
Okay. So do you think that social media marketers should be worried? Because especially now with the the inclusion of AI, I mean, there are a million tools that can create content, that can create videos, that can, come up with even avatars that look humanistic. Do you think that's a trend that's going to kind of continue to grow? Or do you think that we're going to become more selective and that's why you're seeing the shift right now?
I think it's a mixture of both. So one experience that I think is really telling is we have a client had so much success running paid social through performance influencer, through the Aragon company, that they stopped running paid social internally and have now completely replaced their Meta and TikTok spend with affiliates. And that to me is just incredibly informative of the shift that's happening right under our feet. These platforms are becoming increasingly saturated, increasingly competitive, and the creative capital required to get success on Meta has just grown faster than a lot of individual brands can resource and develop that expertise internally. And so you combine that with, you otherwise have to dedicate a considerable amount of budget for testing. You have to connect first-party data to social platforms so those bidding strategies can optimize efficiently towards your outcomes that you're trying to reach. All of a sudden, it becomes very cost and labor intensive. And so someone comes along and says, hey, don't worry about all that. Work on a performance basis, and we're going to identify affiliate media buyers, performance media buyers who understand your niche, who have the creative capacity in-house, and who can, in under $1,000 of ad spend most of the time, figure out whether or not this is a vertical and a brand that they could actually invest in and build a scale program with. And that's one of the largest innovations that we've seen in the past probably 18 months, leading paid social and this combination of performance influencer to surpass content and even rewarded traffic as top channels.
Because that's the thing, like a lot of programs, they go through life cycles, and reliance on any one channel is never a good idea. Like, it's just really bad strategy. And what I'm seeing is a lot of influencers that, they've got to be working within parameters of whatever that platform's rules and regulations are. And they could build a fantastic following and then next week be shut off the platform. And that's the end of your traffic source. It's so risky. Whereas when you're building a relationship with content generators that are like really good at what they do, they're very creative, they can work with the brand, they understand the brand's principles, they genuinely love the product, you just get a completely different result. So it doesn't surprise me that you're seeing that. And it might be a trend that's happening in the US already, because obviously your market is a little bit ahead of ours here in Europe. But I just thought it was a really interesting point to dig into on this podcast, because I haven't seen that here yet, but I thought it was quite interesting what you're seeing over there and just digging into the reasons why. But I think risk is one of the reasons, and also value, which you've just said is another. Like there's an easier way to echo out the value of working within the influencer space other than through sponsorships and, fixed fee deals and all the other ways that we see people working with influencers.
And to your point about AI too, I mean, you see so much migration to artificial intelligence with these ad platforms, taking a lot of the onus off of the advertiser in terms of generating creatives and optimizing ad spend. Like this is happening at an accelerating pace. I think just this week, Meta announced something remarkable about how you won't even need to provide creatives anymore and they'll handle everything. And it just creates a lot more opportunity on these platforms that you want to distribute. I think you really want to have as many irons in the fire as you can. And why not let an affiliate run that for you, either in augmentation or in a replacement of paid social team?
But the other thing as well is that we've got to be a little bit careful, because customers want authentic content. And even though these platforms are enabling us to do things quicker, faster, that's not necessarily what your customers are going to want either. So you need to be a little bit selective, I think, in terms of who you partner up with this, and also kind of stick back to, like, does this fit with our brand? Is this the messaging that we want to be giving to customers? Because right now, AI is enabling floods of content to be created at a very cheap rate. But is that content authentic?
I think that's a great point. And it's so challenging, even as a sophisticated marketer now, to know whether what I'm looking at is AI generated. And so I know, I'm sure you're in the same boat and many others, and then look at the vast consumer landscape and how tricky it is to discern the difference between AI generated and real content. So it's getting really a lot better. But I think you're right that individuals can sort of see through and understand that, value is coming from the ability to relate and understand a brand and their position.
I almost want to say there's a time and a place for everything. What your job is as the affiliate program manager or as the kind of brand ambassador for your brand, is this the right time? Is it the right place? Is it the right audience? Is it the right content? And if you're not asking yourself those 4 questions, then you could just be doing things for the sake of doing them because they're cool and you want to do some AI stuff, but does it actually track back to ROI? And the theme of this podcast season is all about understanding all the different moments that you can leverage with performance marketing. And you have a lot of data at your disposal. And I want to understand how having transparency on all of that data, instead of causing overwhelm, how has it led you to make better campaign decisions? And what are some of the real world stories that you can share with people based on the insight that's changed some of the outcomes that you deliver?
It's one of the key values of the integrated approach that we bring to market. We found that because we have the data as a media buyer, understanding what exactly people are clicking on, how they're interacting with content on our site, and ultimately what is happening down funnel, that these are typically fragmented pieces of data that we're able to stitch together. And it's been a huge value add because we can provide insights to our brand clients that help them create new campaigns. And so one example of that is that we work with a subscription business that had us run some paid search for them. And through that test, we encountered some branded keywords that were coming into our campaign. While that was out of scope, we actually found that it was really insightful that the consumers were actually engaging with our links instead of the brand's links. And what it told us was that these people weren't ready to purchase. And so how do you sort of take that and feed that down funnel? And so we were able to look and see, well, they were coming through branded searches to our campaign and they were converting very well. And so, of course, we're not in the business of siphoning off brand search, but we brought it to them and we said, look, we think there's an opportunity here to conquest more of branded search because everybody that's searching for a brand, they're not ready to purchase. They're still in the awareness or consideration phase. And so we were able to coordinate with their internal search team as well as the affiliate team and figure out a way to combine exactly and find out how do we conquest branded search in such a way that you can get a larger piece of the search volume related to the brand. And we were able to see conversion rates lift by about 20% overall from branded search. And so these are people that were already invested, but they just were not able to get across the finish line.
So I love that, because the entire theme of this podcast season so far has been about the fact that affiliate is not about one moment, it's about every moment. And for guys that are watching the video but listening to the podcast, I literally put my hands together and I'm like, the only way that this channel works is if it is integrated with everybody else. And this is a beautiful example of how affiliate can actually impact what your search team is doing and how it should be impacting what your search team is doing. Because if they're only looking at one side of the lens and you've got the other side, if you don't marry those two together, you miss out on opportunities like this. For me, like, affiliate is becoming more complex. It's not just about launching a program, getting a whole bunch of affiliates into your program, tracking the sales, and then looking for incremental uplift and watching your attribution funnel. It is actually about melding into the rest of the business and understanding where the data leads you to actually find new opportunities that are being missed.
It's one of the toughest hurdles when positioning our services to a brand, which is you think of us as very one-dimensional, and the affiliate space is not like that at all. And it's constantly an uphill battle to climb when you're positioning services to a brand and you're like, well, tell me about paid search, tell me about paid social. Well, why do you want to know about that? And I had to explain, it's people generally come around, they understand that these are huge platforms and they're not accessing nearly as much as they are with their current resources. And if you can get that point across, then, I think you can really make an effective case for why affiliate is just so multidimensional.
100%. I wish people that are struggling to sell the story internally to C-suite, let them listen to this podcast, because Todd's just touched on a whole bunch of points there that sell the story for you. And often that's the most difficult part, is getting the rest of the business to believe in what we're doing. But here's some real use cases that you've shared showing the uplift, like 28% you said, nothing to be snuffed at. That's quite incremental growth when you're a business that's in a competitive environment and trying to actually get incremental scale. Are there any performance trends that you're seeing across verticals in high competition spaces like insurance, finance, which are incredibly competitive and highly price driven? Let's be fair. Or even the health industry, where this integrated model of delivering wins that people aren't seeing. Are there any kind of use cases and things that you've seen working in this particular industry?
Finance is one area that evolves rapidly. We have seen content and strategic partnerships in the 2010s were the primary drivers of growth. That's shifted. There are still a plethora of content partnerships that drive success for financial brands, but more and more people are consuming content on social media, and that's where we want to reach them. And so it sort of feeds back to the performance influencer and the paid social approach that we take with media buyers. We're looking at all of our competitors. We're looking at financial brands that we manage. We're just understanding where their audience is at a very basic level. And if they're missing a big piece of the pie, we're going to lean into that and try to produce the kind of results that help them capture that expansion.
We are trying to encourage people to share their affiliate wins with a hashtag affiliate wins, not competition, but just like a call to arms. We want to be able to share positive affiliate winning stories and actually change the narrative that's been kind of circling around this industry for the first half of this year, especially after we had the, PayPal Honey mega lag conversation that kicked us off this year, which, and every year there's a big story that kicks off and makes the headline news and everybody over sensationalizes it. But what's one of the big affiliate wins moments that you've had in your career? It could be now, could be like recently this year, or just one big thing that has stand out in your mind where you just thought, yeah, I'm in the right industry. I'm definitely in the right lane. I'm in the right part of digital marketing. What was your one big hashtag affiliate win moment or story?
Yeah, I think I could probably tie it back to our flywheel of services. So we have an agency client that's in financial services, and we immediately set out to build their direct affiliate partnerships. So all the affiliates that were recruited into the program directly were managed directly. And at the same time, we onboarded them to our Aragon Premium affiliate network. that allowed the client to start accessing more immediate, high scale affiliate media buyers. And this was, I think, about probably 3 years ago now. The client is still with us today into the 4th year. And so what they found early on and what we're able to demonstrate for them is this diversity of, yes, get after the content, the visible affiliates, the big mass media brands, but also lean into where the volume is and where the scale comes from. And so that has been demonstrably proven by the paid social and the performance media buyers. And so our Aragon Premium team was able to help grow this account much more quickly than the long tail agency approach. And then the agency approach caught up and it provides the consistent over time growth of the direct visible partnerships. I guess the best way to sum this up is, we took a program that was brand new and turned it into an absolute behemoth that's spending 7 figures a month. It won us 2 awards, including one at the Hello Partner Awards a few weeks ago in Miami, and best lead generation campaign at the global PMAs back in October. And so all of this came from just feeling out exactly what is happening in the affiliate ecosystem, touching everything that we can, which, we have such exposure to so many different parts of it that we're able to really be in the position to take advantage of these trends and just capitalizing it. The duplication of teams, right? The buying performance team focuses on the direct agency partnerships, and then the Aragon Premium team leans on its own network and its own relationships. Those two work hand in hand. And so seeing that come together in a way that led to a very quick and very successful scaling of an affiliate program was just a proof that we found the right media mix, the right approach to bring our unique selling point into a really capable execution.
So I want to get into pulling out some tips and best practice advice from you because you have a lot of experience in the industry. What piece of advice would you give to someone who's entering into the industry right now, maybe managing an existing affiliate program? Like, what are some of the tools, tips, and tricks that you want to kind of leave them with at the end of this podcast as we're coming to the end of this session, but can really help them to be tactical and move them forward ahead in their career or even in, the stage of the program that they're in? I know that's a very big question, but just like 3 things, if you can leave us with just 3 things that you would recommend somebody listening to this podcast does next week that will move the needle, that would be incredibly helpful.
Yeah, that's a great question. One thing that I always start with when talking with startups who are coming into the affiliate space for the first time, which I think will translate well to affiliate program managers, is do not get cozy and think you can just hand off the keys and sit back and watch the revenue roll in. It never works that way. Our best clients understand that they have to contribute resources from across their company in order for this to be successful. So iteration on the landing page, on the onboarding flow, even to the product and the pricing, like all of this, I think is going to be coming through very quickly when you start an affiliate program. You have to be ready. So that's number 1. Number 2 is data. Cannot stress enough the importance of data. Give data to your affiliates. Seriously, people still don't. We have clients who refuse to share what happens after a registration event occurs. And, they have their reasons. And I find them very hard to justify in today's day and age because more and more that first party data is what lets affiliates be successful. They are seeing that you're developing them as a partner, you trust them, and they're able to invest more in your success. Share your data. It is really one of the key ways that you're going to see success in the affiliate channel. And number 3, manage your distribution of rewarded and coupon traffic very smartly. What we saw with the honey scandal, that there were so many brands who had over leveraged into rewarded and coupon traffic. And, I have a friend who runs marketing for a baby clothes company, and she just told me that they are shutting off their affiliate agency entirely to test the impact on incremental because that agency was just hyper focused on the rewarded segment. That was their desired outcome. So really hedge how much you're investing in that channel, I know it looks great, but there are so many more innovative and exciting ways to create demand for a brand across all categories. And I would implore you to explore those. They're really exciting.
I love that, because the best pieces of advice are also the simplest. There's nothing complex that you said there that affiliate managers can't do. So, don't get lazy, basically, and don't get cozy. Roll up your sleeves and dig in, because this isn't a plug it and play channel. It's a channel where you have to literally graft to go and get traffic and build relationships. Use your data, leverage your data, and make sure that you have the platforms that you need in place to get you that business intelligence. Leverage it and overlay it with other things that you can get from the back end within your business as well, because all of that data in one place helps you to see a different story and uncover where you can actually, optimize. Iterate often. That's what you said. I love that bit, because we do sometimes, like, if it ain't broke, why fix it? But actually sometimes it might be broken and you just don't know it. So really start digging into your data and looking at that. And then, test. There's nothing wrong with stopping something. I mean, that's a bit radical, what your friend has done. I wouldn't necessarily switch off the agency, but maybe there's a reason and a rhyme for proving all of that. But you can turn certain publishers off for a month and see, what actually happens. Did it impact any of my other channels? Was there some cannibalization?
For the record, that was my advice to her.
But, sometimes you do have to go to those extremes to actually figure out, is this working? Am I delivering to the business's KPIs and targets? What are those KPIs and targets? So really don't be afraid to fail forward. That's kind of what veterans like you and I have done. We failed forward month by month, day by day, week by week. And understand that all of this is, a kind of suck it and see situation. The more data you have, the better decisions you can make. But none of it is a blueprint story that can plug and play. And the agencies that are working that way aren't going to be here in 3 to 5 years' time. They're going to fall off the map because they don't know how to iterate and how to actually build strategies and to meld together with all of the other, you have to go deeper. You can't just be working in a silo. So I love all of those things. And I'm really glad that you came onto the podcast. I don't know how it's been all these years that we've never met. I mean, I've heard of your company, but I've never met you. And thank you so much for sharing all of that insights. Yeah, I think there's a bit of a kindred spirit between us, because I've got a bit of a unicorn company. I'm an agency and a media platform and a training business. And you've got a unicorn business that's just kind of evolved over the years. And both of us see a lot of data and understand a lot of insights in the industry that way. I guess the short form of summary for this episode is get stuck in. That's the only thing that you need to be doing if you're working in this industry, is actually get stuck in, ask the big questions and find the answers and solutions, because it ain't written down anywhere in a book. What you said right at the beginning of this episode is you didn't go to school to learn how to do affiliate marketing. And 15 years later, where we are now, you still can't go to school to learn affiliate marketing. This is it. This is the school. So, Todd, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast. Looking forward to meeting you at some of the events that we get to in future.
It's been a real pleasure as well. Thank you, Leanne.
What a conversation that was. Todd's shown us what's possible when you stop thinking in silos and start thinking in systems, agency, network, publisher. When you connect those dots with clarity, tracking, and purpose, and that's where the magic happens. And to all of our listeners, what did you take away from today's episode? We want to hear your #AffiliateWins. So share your own stories, tell us what you're doing, and let's learn from all of the lessons that we have in this community together to level up. Because here at Affiverse, we believe that when we learn from each other, we grow together. I'm Leanne Johnstone, and I'll be seeing you next time right here on the Affiliate Marketing Podcast. The Elevate Summit 2025 is here. Just join us on July 15th and 16th for the premier affiliate and digital marketing event this summer. This year, we're focusing on traffic, where innovation meets inspiration, and we're helping SME brands and affiliates to scale. Elevate is more than just another summit or affiliate conference. It's a transformative experience designed by industry veterans for those ready to embrace the future of performance marketing to grow their businesses. Connect with forward thinkers, affiliate pioneers, brands, SaaS tools, and decision makers as you engage with cutting-edge strategies, immersive masterclasses, and strategic networking opportunities. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a budding SME entrepreneur, Elevate offers insights, tools, and connections to revolutionize your approach to bringing more sales into your business. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this dynamic community. Visit affiversemedia.com, click the Elevate button, and book your conference ticket to find out about our sponsorship and speaker opportunities today.